Then what can we do better?
No, just put it this way. If the professionals cannot do this,
I'm
then who
telling
can
you.
do it?
We expect the Minister
If
of
the
Kampala
specialists
to
cannot
have
do it, who can do it?
the cream of this country.
If for us the
I'm
Essex
telling
leaders
you.
can be able to see this, Essex leaders can see this.
Huh?
Now, the specialists can't see.
Do you have UPE products from that side? Because for this side we have some UPE products.
Yeah.
So do we have UPE products this side? So let us proceed. We are going to implementation of utilization of warrants. But colleagues, we have T, Kampala Ministry. We have T from Parliament of Uganda, your neighbors. So please, we can pick a cup of tea as we do proceed. Let it be a friendly engagement. Eh? Yeah, you will not pay, please, don't you worry. So let's proceed. Utilization of warrants. Accounting officer, we take note of your budget that you received in a GKMA Urban Development Program studied and designed. You had the money, you spent it, but the activity wasn't fully completed. Remarks: only feasibility studies had been undertaken by the time of the audit. No designs were developed for the roads. Failure to fully implement all the activities denies timely delivery of services to the intended beneficiary. The accounting officer explained that the activity was delayed by procurement. However, the completion of the designs was ongoing. Procurement, you see, the activity was delayed by you, but now it's ongoing. Accounting officer?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, like we had earlier on stated, that we received the supplementary request in December.
Yes.
And when we received it, of course, it was not sufficient. We didn't have sufficient resource to complete the design for 300 kilometers and at the same time do studies. We had only money to start it, and then we rolled it over to the current financial year. So as we talk, we have actually completed some of the designs, and some we have even advertised for construction works. Others were completing. So it was not any procurement that was meant for one financial year, because we had feasibility, pre-feasibility, feasibility, and design studies for the 300-kilometer road, and yet we had only 1.5 billion.
Then why did you attach the delay to procurement?
Pardon?
Why did you say the delay was because of procurement? Because you said there was delay in the procurement.
Yeah, because we initiated procurement late. The time we received funding was December. So we initiated procurement and we embarked on, and the contractor rolled over the work to the following financial year, which is this current finance.
Yeah, we needed to get guidance from the accounting officer and the team on how you handle multi-year projects. Because if the supplementary came around December of 2024, I guess, that is 2024. So you had only like 6 months if you had to be within the financial year. But you were able to determine that this project was going to take longer than the number of months remaining. Why did you fail to disclose to the auditors that this was a multi-year project? But also, the accountants should help us to tell us, what do you do in cases where you are having multi-year projects? How do you report in your planning in terms of disclosure? Do you use 1 year, or you disclose piecemeal until the project is done in phases?
Yes, Honorable Shah.
Thank you. Chair, this confuses me, and the accounting officer can help me understand. Madam Accounting Officer, these projects you're implementing, Is it by you or by the implementing partners? For example, the 30 kilometers we are talking about.
300 design.
Do I have 300 on mine?
I think they were designs, isn't it? These were designs, not construction.
Chair, I am talking about the details of the partially implemented activity on page 18.
Yes.
30 kilometer of batch 2 roads and design for roads in Kampala. Is it your ministry? Should it be your ministry or Minister of Works?
Mandate.
Madam,
Madam Chair, maybe to get clarity, is it done through a contractor or they do it themselves, that they have a unit that does it?
I think it was the contractor, isn't it? This was contracted?
Their designs which we have done in-house, their designs previously as we were starting, but their designs that we have hired out consultants, and that's why we have these engineers. But we don't work in isolation.
So you design and construct?
The construction responsibility we delegated to the entities. We design and then continue to play oversight role as the entities do the implementation. Because it is supporting us with ensuring that there is uniformity across GKMA.
So the designs, want to learn from you on this subject. The way you have the drainage master plan, it's the way you have a master plan for all these roads. So you guide on how the designs should be across the metropolitan area. So the other parties, their role is to implement. For example, you conduct design, say you send to Wachiso, you send to KCCA, you send to whichever entity is responsible for implementation. Is that how you do it?
We actually don't do it alone. We bring them on board and they give their input. And if it is a market, when the consultant does the design, he also gives a feedback and gets input from the different stakeholders. And as a ministry, we coordinate all these and bring them together, including Ministry of Works. Because when it is architectural drawing, we write to PS Works, who assigns. So we do a lot of coordination for implementation of programs in GKMA. And when you see there's uniformity across GKMA in this program that we're implementing.
Madam Accounting Officer, I remember my first question, and this is where I was looking at. And I asked the role of Minister of Works, Minister of Urban Development, implementing partners. So I'm seeing a lot of duplication of works. There's no duplication?
Madam Chair, before
yes,
you...
Honorable
I
Chibet.
would like to know, which designs do you do in-house and which ones do the consultants?
Another question so that your answer to go. Madam Chair, we want to keep the query in perspective. We are talking about the specific query. We are talking about the 30 or so kilometers. This one, what did you do? Was it done in-house or outside the house?
Here we use the consultant. We use the consultants.
But the supplementary...
Which roads did follow under this?
Engineer.
What are the details of these roads?
Engineer, can you... They are not only roads. When you see recently, we advertised for construction of Kalidubi drainage. There is Chisakombi drainage in Mokono. Plus roads. Engineer, you can bring more.
Madam, before the engineer comes in, maybe I was not around. I would like to know about the master plan and the strategic plan of the ministry.
So, Madam Chair, maybe the query will disappear. we first deal with the query, then we go back to the procedure. And I would propose.
What he is asking, that the principal role of these guys is to develop strategic plans, is to develop master plans, not to go down to design projects.
Madam Chair, that aside, the query might get lost. I would first request that we deal with the query, evict it before we go to another matter.
Accounting officer.
Thank you, Chair. I think the honorable members were asking about the roads that were designed under these procurements. I want to read a list among others. I'm just going to pick out the ones that are under construction that were designed under that same procurement. One is Ntenje Rubule Road in Mokono District. Bokasa Sente Makachiri in Wakiso. Chiso's Chitemo and Nagala Vispa, those who stay around Bodo area. In Entebbe, we had Chitoro Chiwafu Road up to Nachiwogo at the landing site. We had Sebuguao, Bonono, Kabale, again in Entebbe. In Mpiji, we had Mpiji Moduma Road under construction now. In Kampala Capital City Authority, we had Ben Chiwanuka, Rashid Kamisi, Old Kampala Stroke, Matia Mulumba, Chera Road, Ntake, Roadmaster Link, Chigove, Moganzi Raza, Mokalazi, Katalemwa, Chevando 34X, so many of them. In Zambia Estate Road, Bemba, Cape Villa, Wavamono, the one going to...
so all those were under this 1.5 billion, eh?
They were all under the same procurement.
Of the 1.5?
That was multi-year.
Now, we are not speaking about the multi-year. We are speaking about the contracts that was awarded for this 1.5. So you give us the details of this 30-kilometer batch of two roads, of these roads that were constructed, that were designed.
Oh, okay. The ones that are ongoing, they were under this.
In this very.
Let me just give the list. Let me give the list.
Now, honorable colleagues, we are not going to rely on what you are reading from your phone. We don't know the authenticity of what you are reading. What we can do, you'll submit a list of those roads.
Absolutely.
Because we are not sure of what you are reading.
It's the truth.
What's the source of what you are reading? So we can't rely on it. You will submit the details of these.
I'm reading the contract.
And no, I mean it is not authentic for now, because how do we know? You see? So we cannot rely on those. So you will submit the details of the roads that were designed during that period for that very contract. Why? No. What? Why then? Why off record? Why off record? Why off record?
Chair, that road is already contracted. The contractor is at the period of mobilization. That is Kamuli, Bethany, Nalia Road. We have already contracted. The contract has been signed under Chira municipality. The contractor is at the phase of mobilization. And once the mobilization period is over, we will come and hand over the site to the contractor.
Yeah, so Madam Chair, I really will do oversight on cases here, specifically me as a person, to see to it that these potholes are worked on. And once this person takes over the site, they should really first do the remedy work, because it is too much. It is beyond. Most of you use these roads. You are quiet, but you are suffering quietly also.
I know, Madam Chair, it is good Cyrus as Ogon has raised that. I am also a victim on that road. However, Madam Chair, these roads that are under construction and yet to be constructed, You're aware we passed a law here that gave us the width of the roads. These roads are narrow. You are not following that. Why can't we borrow leaf from what has happened in Kenya? We need the traffic is continuing to increase. Why are we still having narrow roads coming in now? Then tomorrow we shall again break them. In the next few years, again we lose money.
They will break and compensate.
Chair, maybe additionally on the roads, maybe we also know whether it has been contracted or what. The road that connects from Tinda via Hwansung to Kiambogo, via Hwansung, there are a number of industries and factories which generate revenue for this country. Wherever I pass there, that's the complaint from the manufacturers. Yeah, because it will even relieve the traffic jam on the main road. Then there's also one in check from there via Minister's Village connecting to the Kiambogo. I know you are doing the one from Tinda to Kiambogo to the Kabakas place, but there is the one in the middle there through Hwansung. There are so many factories, industries in that place. Why are you? These are the people who give us money. Thank you.
That's a non-accountability question, but she has noted. You know, we still have issues here, and at least I wanted us to be done by around 6. Colleagues, we have delays in implementation of activities. Out of the 19 sampled activities, worth 5.2 billion.
Just a moment, since we have been... Just Chair, I beg your indulgence. On page 10 of the accounts, okay, just the first paragraph and the last sentence of the first paragraph. In the course of the financial year, the Ministry received a contingency fund of $500 million to undertake stakeholders' engagement and continuous monitoring of the waste management intervention in GKMA. Chair, aware that there is some partial implementation of the fund that we have received. I'm concerned about this because I have traced it, at least it is not anywhere under the revised budget when it was received. That's the first question. Why wouldn't it be indicated in the revised budget as required by the law and regulations? Then 2, how was it utilized? Thank you, Chair.
Accounting Officer.
Can I repeat for you? You got 500 million as go to page 10 of accounts. Okay. Yes, accounts. In the commentary, the first paragraph and the last sentence in the first paragraph. It reads, in the course of the financial year, the Ministry received contingency fund of 500 million to undertake stakeholder engagement and continuous monitoring of the waste management interventions in the greater Kampala metropolitan area. Okay? Aware that even some of the funds received from government, the activities were partially implemented. First of all, I would trust for this money received under contingency in the statement of financial performance, then the budget, revised budget, because ideally following the Act and regulations, when you receive this, you declare to the PSST, and then you revise the budget. I have not seen them anywhere in the record. Yes, true. The contingency shows 000 in the relevant statements. So, how did you go about this? What is its accountability? How did you utilize it? Thank you.
Madam Asiat, can you...
Have you seen first the accounts?
Thank you, Chair. First, Honorable Member, we don't budget for contingency.
but it's reported under a release. And in the statement of financial performance, it's included in the transfers from other government units and included in these other expenditures. That's how it was spent. It's included as a consolidated figure.
But Madam Chair, all the same would love to find out why you decided to change the item code. Why would you shift from engagement of the community to transfers if that is the case? I hope I got you well.
Chair, maybe I can, as she explains, I can clarify that this contingency fund, we received it at the time of the collapse of Chitezi. Yeah, at the time of collapse of Chitezi, and where, of course, we had also to relocate some of the disposals to Katikolo, to Nkumba, Entebbe garbage site, and we also had to look for alternative sites. That was not the only funding that we received. Some of the funds were given direct to the implementing entity. The ministry had its role in ensuring that we support the area of waste management with the relevant MDS, and we do assessment to see how to support the Chitezi. The latest undertaking was, of course, we submitted several cabinet papers to see how to resolve the issue of Chitezi, and the final one was compensation of the Chitezi victims. Evaluation was done, evaluation report was done, and the cabinet approved compensation to some of those victims that was now supposed to be handled by Kampala Capital City Authority. So that was the circumstance under which contingency fund was.
But maybe, so that you don't have to labor to give us all that information, we would love to find out, Madam Chair, through you.
Yes, Honorable Cyrus.
This particular 500 million or so in equation, did you transfer to any other entity? Was it transferred or you used this? Did you spend it? Number two, we are talking about engaging communities, but you are talking about compensations. You are talking, for me, when I hear engaging, I feel like you are talking about sensitizing. So I'd love to understand the activities that you carried out. Then two, whether you transferred money to any other local government apart from you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Honorable, for that question. Contingency.
Maybe, Chair, we seem to be having different accounts because, for example, the accounts which ISMA has the 500 in the statement of appropriation, and I'm surprised the CPA said you don't budget for it. You budget for it once you get it. You communicate to the ministry, to PSST, and you revise the budget to that effect. I'm surprised that you said you don't. Okay, but maybe now we could be discussing different accounts because ISMA's document has it as it is supposed to be, but for us we don't have it.
Which accounts is he using?
So CPA, you should really know that you budget for it by revision of the budget.
Madam Chair, whether the accounts are different or not, the query is there. The query is talking about something. It's like you used part of the money, but the rest was not utilized, if I got it well. So the explanation is about how we use the 500. And if there was delay in completing the activity, what was the problem? And if you didn't utilize all the funds or whatever, what was the problem? We need to know the 500,000, how did you use it? 500, not 1,000, but a billion.
Please respond.
Thank you, Chair. When the contingency comes, comes with specifically what's supposed to be used for.
Yes.
And we have a letter which says this is for monitoring, continuous monitoring and stakeholder engagement. We have a letter. But also in that letter, the Minister of Finance says, please submit to us the budget items where we can put for you this money. Why? The Accountant General is literally the accounting officer of the contingency. Yes. So for us, what we do, we submitted that letter that this money should go on monitoring, and if we look at stakeholder engagements, usually they are picked from things like meetings, workshops, and other things. That's stakeholder engagements. Now, and the travel in the land. So we submitted where that money should be put. Now they released that money and they put it on those activities. And when we did the activities, per the worker plan we submitted to Minister of Finance, we submitted the reports and accountability back to Accountant General, but also left with a copy. So that's why the accountant was saying, like in PBS, we don't go ahead to plan for it here, but it's there. And I think under Minister of Finance, it's one of the things which is also audited under Minister of Finance as far as...
So the 500 million was used for monitoring of which days?
Monitoring, continuous monitoring
of GKM interventions, of waste management interventions in the GKM. That's why my accounting officer said, mention places like Atikoro, like in Kumba, like in Menvu, where all those...
And even we carried out an assessment.
I've not mentioned the Bulenga, but I realized during that time they also dumped waste in Bulenga.
Honorable colleagues, let's have a submit. Yes, accounting officer. Accounting officer, we are making some submission. Please do.
Maybe Madam
You've
Chair.
forgotten.
Madam,
Okay.
so that she can be able to come back to lie.
Chair, there's a problem. There's a problem in these documents. CPA. There's a problem in your document, the one you gave us. You need to help us and see what did you attach. Either one was attached when there was an error on it, because they are similar, but similar pages, but with different on two columns. So when you look at it, unfortunately they are not numbered here. One has nil, the other one has the figure. So, and yet when you look at the footnotes, they are the same.
Yes. Madam,
the pages are the same.
Madam Chair, along with the errors, if they are there, the query is there.
Come and show it.
Yes. Madam Chair, for me, Madam Chair.
Yes, please.
What should disturb you and our neighbors is the fact that it is the Ministry of Finance that is sure the demand for the money first. And they are determining, yes, through your submission you said, they are saying this is 500. Give us the item codes. Where we should put this money? Should it be that way? I thought that you are the ones who are demanding.
Chair, it is not. Chair, it is not like that.
You should have.
It wasn't like that. When the disaster occurred, we all had roles to play in seeing how to support to get a quick alternative place and manage the stakeholders. So each one of us had his role to play. KCC had a role to play. He asked, did you transfer some resources to the entities? Yes. Some of the entities that were managing that site where which we were loading, there were resources transferred to them, like Entebbe municipality, Mukono municipality. No, I'm saying you asked whether there were resources. Yes, there were resources. What Ministry of Kampala managed, what we had in total about 6.5 billion. Matters, the approved budget was about 16 billion. So each one had his role to play in managing the situation that was at hand at that time.
So, Madam Chair, I think we need to leave this topic at that. But you can see that there's a problem. For me, my concentration, we should always endeavor to concentrate around the areas queried by the auditors. We're talking about the 500 And the letter, according to him, says this money is for monitoring and what? Engaging in communities. And these communities, I wonder whether you take them to Serena Hotel. Engaging the communities, you are talking about workshops and seminars or what? I don't know. The category of people. And who determines the activities? The money first comes, and then they ask you to qualify the activities.
Among the documents that we will submit, break down how to use the 500. We need to know how the 500 was used. Honorable colleagues, we have delays in implementation of
you know, the 500, while the CPA had said they don't actually revise, there is one statement of appropriation which has it under adjustments, which is well stated, well signed by the accounting officer. But there is also another statement of appropriation, which is actually well pressed where it is supposed to be according to the arrangement of statements, which doesn't have it, and is also well signed by the accounting officer. And surprisingly, all these have the same totals. The one where it is included and where it is not included have the same totals. So which one do we rely on? Which one is?
Now,
Honorable Member.
have you seen those two figures they are speaking to?
From his report, not from my report.
No, you don't begin from.
Okay, no, from the copy he has. No, it's
now,
I'm sorry,
Madam Accountant.
Yes.
We don't produce your accounts. They are yours.
I'm sorry, Chair.
So if he has two documents that speak to different things, yet they were signed by the entity, they are all yours. That's why I was asking, have you accessed the two documents they are talking about?
Yes, I have.
Then you respond in that perspective.
The template from...
She's like Electoral Commission.
The template we use from Ministry of Finance.
Leave her to respond. You are not Electoral Commission. She cannot be like the Electoral Commission. Okay,
Sure.
Respond.
When we are writing up these accounts, these reports, we have templates from Ministry of Finance. We fill these templates. The templates did not have any provision. The way that the figures come, there was no provision on contingency. But from guidance from Auditor General advised that the contingency should be reported manually, not the template we pick from the system. So I think in that process, when we were compiling the reports, there was a mishap. We must have put one of the extra page which we did when we were still drafting the report, not the final, no, a copy which we adjusted eventually.
But Madam Chair, she had a duty, and KCCA, Madam Chair, KCCA had a duty of disclosing and attaching the extra.
So which of these should we follow?
Which one should you recall?
But the contingency details are reported as a disclosure, as per advice from Auditor General. We disclosed it because it doesn't come in the reports we generate from the system. It was a manual adjustment because it doesn't come as a report generated from the system, directly from the system. The system consolidates transfers from other government. It consolidated transfers of other government units. That's where it put contingency and project resources. So it was a lumped up figure.
Madam Chair.
It adjusted your budget. The totals are here. It adjusted the budget. It was revised as the total revenues. Now, why do you disregard that?
No, figures.
The same.
Yes, eventually they're the same, but it's just stating it as contingency, but otherwise in the system it comes as transfers.
Honorable colleagues, I have a request. They do submit the details of how they use the 500 contingency. Remember, we still have the pending issue of the contingencies in the consolidated financial statements with PSST, where even the KCCA received over 14 billion. These ones also received, you see, a lot of money, and we have a question on that. So when you submit those details, we shall also engage on that very matter. in as far as issues of contingency are concerned. If members can allow, I request that we handle another item.
Madam Chair, as we handle another item, it's good that we advise the team here that you shouldn't wait for Auditor General to advise you, because you have Accountant General on your side. And every other time, if you look through their records, they always make a request for training, for workshops and seminars for people in that department, updating them with the latest, how we handle those things which are not provided for. But where does this knowledge go? So we need somebody to help you, to remind you that this is supposed to be your in-house business. And not
Honorable
the business
Chuma, I had something to raise.
Chair, you know, the accounts, when you are trying to use them as a user, okay? I want to take the accounting officer to page 10. Okay? Page 10 of the accounts. Where, just leave the table, go to the bulletins, 1, 2, 3, the last one of UGX to 8.2 billion funds transferred to GKMA entities for implementation of the project. Okay, good note. But when you go to these accounts, you can hardly trace it. Can you help us to show us where it is? Yes, in the statement of appropriation, statement of financial performance, cash flow statement, so that we.
Honorable Member, page 12 under statement of performance.
Yes.
Other expenses, that's like the fifth last line, has 280 billion.
Okay.
Which is that figure?
Oh, thank you. You see, when you call it others, you trace it, and let us be very quick, you trace it to note 18. When you go to note 18, it will tell you other miscellaneous, okay, expenses, without actually disclosing